section of the Dr. Buzia Highway from Kaneshi Station all the way to the first light will remain closed until August 2027 to allow the construction of the underground drains to continue. By August 2027, it is expected that the works on the underground drainage would have reached a section just before the first light junction. The works spanning the first light junction will constitute the third phase and kickstart the second phase of the traffic management arrangements. In this second phase of the traffic management arrangements, commencing September 2027 up until the end of October 2027, the road linking first light intersection on the westbound section to the Cocoa Clinic roundabout will be closed. This will affect vehicles traveling from Russia, the community called Russia, and not the country called Russia, heading and the Flamingo traffic light heading towards the Cocoa Clinic roundabout, as well as vehicles traveling from Kaswa and Odoko towards the Cocoa Clinic roundabout. The public will be informed well ahead of the arrangements in this phase through the same communication channels that are being launched today. Throughout the phases of the works, road users can also use the Obechebi interchange to Oblogo traffic light, which is opposite the ICGC Christ Temple, and drive towards Mataeko and finally connect back to First Light Junction. Starting from today, signages will be put up providing road users adequate information in terms of where to turn and the warning in advance where the roads have been blocked. In addition to the support that we will be receiving from the MTTD as well as the assemblies. We encourage road users to avoid the affected corridors where possible, unless they have legitimate business within the construction zone, and to use the designated alternative routes that have been developed under the traffic management. To ensure continuous engagement with the public throughout the implementation period, the GARID project has established dedicated toll-free lines for enquiries, complaints, and traffic-related information. Members of the public may call the following numbers: 0800 800 900. I repeat, 0800 800 900 or 0800 500 600 on the MTN network for assistance. We are presently working with Telecel Ghana to activate the toll-free access on its network before the commencement of the road closures. Hereafter, we will show a short video that will show an animation of the traffic diversion in order to enable viewers to appreciate what the entire traffic management plan is about. After today, the project will engage various media houses to also continue the education, and we hope that the public will be well served in terms of the information in order that they can plan their movements when they are coming towards that direction. Thank you very much. So we'll now play the animation. Thank you.
public is hereby advised to use the following alternative routes to help ease congestion along the Dr. Buzia Highway during the construction period. Closure of Pamprom Junction and the highway leading to First Light traffic light intersection. First, for vehicles moving from Kolebu, Mortuary Road, Graphic Road, Obechebi Lamte Circle, traveling beyond First Light traffic intersection. Start of diversion at the Obechebi Lamte Circle. Turn onto the Ring Road West, leading to Times Roundabout. Make a U-turn. As part of measures to improve flood risk management within the Kaneshie Enclave, the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development GARID project has commenced the construction of an underground storm drain from Accra Academy to Pamprom Junction. To facilitate the construction works, sections of the road will be closed to traffic in phases from September 2026. However, pedestrian walkways and the footbridges will be provided for public safety. The general public is hereby advised to use the following alternative routes to help ease congestion along the Dr. Buzia Highway during the construction period. Closure of Pamprom Junction and the highway leading to First Light traffic light intersection. First, for vehicles moving from Kolebu, Mortuary Road, Graphic Road, Obechebi Lamte Circle, traveling beyond First Light traffic intersection. Start of diversion at the Obechebi Lamte Circle. Turn onto the Ring Road West, leading to Times Roundabout. Make a U-turn onto the Ring Road West, leading to the Obechebi Lamte Circle. Turn right onto the Awudome Road, opposite the State Transport Corporation (STC). Leading to the Awudome Roundabout. Take the third exit at the roundabout onto the road leading to the Kaneshie Market. Turn right at the Big Boss traffic light onto the road leading to the Cocoa Clinic roundabout. Alternatively, for vehicles moving from Graphic Road traveling beyond First Light traffic intersection. Start of diversion at the Obechebi Lamte Circle. Take the third exit at the roundabout onto the road leading to Kolebu. Turn right at the traffic intersection near the International Central Gospel Church onto the Oblogo Road leading to Flamingo traffic light. Turn right at the Flamingo traffic light onto the road leading to the First Light traffic intersection. Secondly, vehicles moving from Kwame Nkrumah Circle, North Industrial Area, traveling beyond First Light traffic intersection. Start of diversion at the Awudome Cemetery. Turn right onto the Awudome Road opposite the State Transport Corporation (STC), leading to the Awudome roundabout. Take the third exit at the roundabout onto the road leading to the Kanishi Market. Turn right at the Big Boss traffic light onto the road leading to the Cocoa Clinic roundabout. To reduce traffic congestion and ensure the safety of both road users and construction workers, the general public is strongly advised to avoid using the affected roads and the construction area unless they have legitimate business in the area. Vehicles traveling from the Accra and Circle enclaves towards areas beyond Odoko are advised to use the Circle Achimota Road, that is N6. From there, they should connect to the La Paz Road, that is N1, at the Achimota overhead, and continue to their respective destinations. Improving flood risk and solid waste management in Accra is a shared responsibility. We kindly urge all motorists and pedestrians to cooperate with the contractors and adhere to the new road diversions to ensure the smooth flow of traffic during this important construction period. For further inquiries or to lodge a complaint, please call our toll-free lines 0800 800 900 or 0800 500 600 on MTN and Telecel. You may also send a message via WhatsApp on 0241 340 130 or visit the GARID project website. Alternatively, you can visit the Accra Metropolitan Assembly or Ablekuma Central Municipal Assembly to lodge your complaint in person. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and respectfully request your cooperation as we work together to reduce flooding and improving sanitation in Accra.
Where there are complaint forms, you could also put it there. We have grievance redress mechanisms to address grievances that are raised, and we also have some complaint arrangements with the respective assemblies, Ablekuma Central and AMA, if that is where you can reach to place your complaints. On that note, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ohene Sarfo, for that briefing. So let me reiterate the advance apology that he issued. Government deeply regrets any inconvenience that may be caused because of this road diversion, but it is absolutely necessary, absolutely imperative that it is done to secure our collective future, and we trust that we will get the understanding and cooperation of the public. Let me also reiterate that if you are dissatisfied about maybe the progress of work or the way that the traffic situation is being handled, or if some MTTD official is mistreating you or not relating to you in a manner that is respectful, please lodge the complaint on the toll lines that have been provided, and immediate redress will be brought to the situation. As I indicated, in addition to this particular project, there is a task force that the president set up in the immediate aftermath of the 29th June flooding. That task force has been undertaking a number of works around the city. They are currently around Malam, where they are evacuating heaps of refuse that have been illegally deposited in what should be a wetland. To bring us up to speed on what has been done so far as part of the overall objective to mitigate any flooding situation that we have, I have the privilege of inviting Brigadier General Kinney, who is with the task force undertaking these works. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I'll speak on works we are undertaking at Malam, but I'll look at the general works we are doing within the Greater Accra area. For now, we've worked at the Boundary Road. Those of you who know Boundary Road, we have the Tessa Dam over there. We are doing some dredging. We started with some demolition works. We've finished with that, and we have started with the dredging works on the dam. We are also at Oyarifa, New York. Oyarifa, New York. We also did some demolition at Oyarifa, New York. And yesterday we completed dredging works at Oyarifa. All equipment from Oyarifa will be moved to Abokobi and Teman, where we'll do some dredging works on some 2 retention ponds over there. From Teman, we'll move back to Damfa, where we have a major retention pond, and then we'll do some dredging over there. As we speak, and from what the minister just mentioned, we are at Malam. We call the place Malam Bola. Malam Bola, we are going to deal with the movement or haulage of solid waste from the retention pond at, we call it the Lafa retention or basin, the retention pond or basin, the Lafa basin. Someone, an individual, took it upon himself to get some of this solid waste to be dumped at the place there. He capped it with some laterite, compacted it, and the intention was to sell it out to people. He has been stopped, and now we are there trying to get everything out, excavate everything out of the basin, and then haul the waste right down to Insawam. We are doing this with a Jospon group of companies, that's Zoom Lion, because they have some equipment that we don't have. They are supporting us with these equipment. From Malam, we'll be going to Laboma. That's the Peshi Lagoon area. The Peshi Lagoon area has also been filled. Part of the lagoon has also been filled with waste material, compacted, and then we have some structures on them. They actually moved out all the mangrove plantation over there. So what we are going to do is excavate the material that that individual dumped there, and then we'll try and get forestry to come and revegetate the area. That's the Peshi Lagoon area. Now, from Peshi Lagoon, we'll be going to Sango Lagoon. Sango Lagoon is between Teshin and then Nungwa. That's also another retention pond. We'll be doing that from next month. But all that I have mentioned earlier, we are doing them now. For Peshi, we are starting on Friday. The Greater Accra Regional Minister gave them a period to vacate the area, and the period ends tomorrow in the night. So Friday we will be there, finish with the demolition, and then also haul the material out of the place. That is the plan we have now. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Brigadier General Kinney, for those reassuring words. So it is clear that government is acting upon its commitment to mitigate as much as possible the flooding situation in Accra. But all of this will come to naught if we do not have the cooperation of the general public. So we entreat the public to cooperate with officials who are undertaking these exercises, which are in our collective interest as a people. So at this juncture, if any members of the press here have questions on the matters raised at this briefing, the floor is open for that to happen quickly, so that we can attend to other matters. Thank you very much. So walk up to the microphone as we do it always. Ask your question as succinctly as you can, and then we'll be out of here. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shadrach Odamejari, Metro TV. My first question is on general submission and then the one from Doc. We have seen it done every time. I want to know what they are doing differently at this time, and probably what has been their biggest hurdle in demolition and other stuff they are handling. Again, I heard a lot of people saying, are they compensating us? I will not be a hypocrite on this, because personally, I know it is even criminal for you to build on Ramsar site or water retention areas. So I know the conversation of compensation is a non-starter. However, people are riding on adverse possession, also called the squatters' right. I don't know what they have done about that or how it comes into play, especially when the Supreme Court also confirmed it in some two cases. So maybe they can tell us about it. And also with the Ramsar sites, Malam, for instance, were there with His Excellency, and we even saw Chinese companies who have compacted the area, selling moving equipment and building other companies around. Are we going to see these places bare in the coming days? Can we hold on or them to their words, such that we know that when the rains are coming in, people are going to be comforted? Because it looks like everything is on paper. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shadrach.
Thank you very much. My name is Sethi, GBC. I want to find out whether the work will be done during the day and night. That's 24 hours, since we are in a 24-hour program era. And then 2, I don't know what will involve with the phase 2, but Dakuma Junction is a major area that I think has to be looked at. Apart from Dakuma Junction, when you turn towards Kokompe, there's also a drainage there that anytime it rains, the whole Kokompe area all the way towards Atiko Junction also gets flooded.
All right.
And so that one can also be looked at. And before I leave, may I know how much is involved so far?
All right. Thank you very much. Are there any other questions? All right.
Good morning. My name is Julius. I report for the Ghanaian Times. Honorable, I want to find out, there's a culture in this country where, very unfortunate anyway, where when it's raining, people go and dump their waste in the running water. This is an underground drainage system. What measures are being put in place to ensure that the waste don't go in there choking, and after 2 years, the water starts flowing out again? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other question? All right. No. Please come to the microphone.
Yes, I'm Godfrey. I work with Wezo TV. Let me add to what was said a year asked. I don't know what's in the second phase, but then people of SIC, if you go to the Gas South on your way to Kaswa, SCC rather, in fact, we suffer a lot and we are still suffering. So if that will be part of the second phase. And then again, if there will be any resistance with this work, how are you approaching to resolve it? Because probably it's new, and looking at the traffic on this stretch from Kaneshi to Malam on daily basis is very terrific. And so if there's going to be any resistance, how are you going to approach it?
All right. Okay, so Dr. Sarfo and Brigadier General Akemi will answer this question. But Dr. Sarfo, you may also want to touch on what is happening at the Hansonic area, because some discomfort has been caused by a major drain spilling its contents onto the street. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. On the schedule, the contractor's schedule of works, we have agreed that the contractor will work virtually all hours because of how critical that corridor is. So it's almost 24 hours. You are technical, I don't want to. So a 24-hour production cycle. That is what we have agreed with the contractor to ensure that we can quickly finish the works and then we can reinstate the, we can provide the access to commuters. Dealing with the waste that we know that people tend to pour into our drains, there are a number of solutions that must happen concurrently. In the first instance, there has to be improved waste collection in the adjoining communities and then also further upstream. In that regard, we've been working with the 17 assemblies that form the GARID basin. The project has acquired some compactor trucks to enhance their equipment holding. The project also worked with a number of committees in the communities. We know that there's a sense of voluntarism in our communities, and we are riding on the back of that. We've been able to mobilize quite a number of groups. We provided them a few waste collection tools and supported them periodically as they do their voluntary waste cleanup exercises. But besides that, there has to be a third leg of it, which is the enforcement. Enforcement is a critical arm of the whole enterprise. In that respect, again, the project worked with the assemblies, especially the environmental officers, in supporting them with some basic legal training so that it will enhance the prosecution of persons who are caught and sent to sanitation courts. So we worked across all the 17 assemblies, and that was done from last year. We are currently thinking through a particular procedure, but that requires significant support and cooperation. In some jurisdictions, they have intermittent screens, especially placed on storm drains. But the risk with that is that if it does not get cleaned up, it will immediately create a choke point that will worsen the case than if we didn't have it at all. So before we even proceed on that score, we have to do significant engagement with the communities. The communities must have a sense of ownership wherever there are storm drains, so that we can have a cleanup arrangement. Whenever we install, or wherever we do install these screens, they will have the opportunity, or they will be able to periodically clean out these screens. Otherwise, if we install it, it's going to be even worse than what we have. Thankfully, the size of the drain we are talking about is also very big. That can allow for some micro equipment to actually go underground and start excavating some of the, especially sediments, excavating that. So it is something that we are discussing with Hydro, the Hydrological Services Authority, as the authority in charge of all of the storm drains in Ghana, so that where we find room or physical space in our project, we can at least equip them for them to be able to undertake such routine cleanouts from the storm drains. Not only just what GARID is constructing, but across all storm drains. So those are the kinds of solutions we are looking at. But the enforcement is critical. There have been so many videos that have been played showing people deliberately carrying out their waste into the gutters at the time it is raining, with the mindset that the rain will wash their waste away, forgetting that it will end up somewhere else and create a problem for some people. To the question of whether there will be resistance and how will we address that, we have undertaken significant engagement with the key actors within the space, so the transport unions, and we didn't have the time to, not the time, but we could have shown all our engagement. We've documented our engagements, what people have signed off to, who attended. We have all of that to show that indeed we have engaged all of them. But that notwithstanding, we must continue to engage. So, like we're saying, this forms the launch of a continuous engagement process, except this time we are taking it also into the media houses. to complement what we are already doing in the community. We worked in the Information Services Department for the past 3 years with this information about the upcoming works, and where we are already working, to ensure that communities are well informed of the processes, the issues, and the avenues for resolving any complaints. So those are the measures that we have put in place to address that. Then on the issue of the Hansonic Junction, as well as the other ones that were addressed, although it's linked to our project, however, it is not falling directly under our scope. But thankfully, our partner is Hydrological Services Authority, and the Director of Drainage is here and he can speak to it. All right.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for this opportunity. The good news is that government has awarded this particular areas you have mentioned, Kokompe to be precise, which is at the back of the Total filling station. Contractor has been introduced to site. He's taking possession of the site, and he promised moving in first week in September, which is basically next week. And to speak to the Hansonic area, which is from the Techno to some section of the was in the Bank of Ghana flats. That is where we're going to tie into GARID, what GARID is doing. Currently, it has been awarded, and if you go on the ground now, you see that trucks are there, the contractors are on site working seriously. Now, to move to Wager SCC, the famous Wager SCC. Also, the under the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources, we do carry out National Flood Control Program every year, as in where we get commitments. But the good news is we've gotten some funding for this exercise, and it has been awarded. And if you go on the ground also, you see the contractor is working seriously. And this project is within the space of 3 months. That's what we've given to the contractor to finish it. In as much as he's doing that, it's a long stretch. It's about 1.2 kilometers. We've done almost about 800 out of it. He's currently working on 400 meters, and the other distance is on the way yet to be awarded. Notwithstanding that, also under the ministry's National Flood Control Program, we are all over the country, nationwide. Time will not permit me to mention the locations that we are working now. If you want more details, I'm available to provide that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. For Malam Bola, we are doing 24 hours, and it's simple. We are doing the excavation. Thank you, Honorable. We are doing the excavation and then heaping during the daytime, and then the haulage will be in the night. We will need free traffic because we'll be moving from Malam right down to Insawam, and we want to do 2 or 3 trips in the night with about 20 haulage trucks, and these trucks are huge, 45 cubic buckets, and they will require free or open road right down from Malam to Insawam. So in the night we'll do the haulage, during the day we'll do the excavation or the dredging and heaping. Thank you. In fact, we've told them if you want compensation, just bring your land documents, and then it will be worked on it for you. But so far, we've not received any, so I don't think there will be compensation. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much. I'm also sure that those affected are also keenly aware that you in the military are not very keen on discussing compensation, so they've taken note of it. But it goes to emphasize the point that we need to do the right thing. You cannot do the wrong thing, endanger our collective safety, and then turn around to demand reward for what you have done when the state moves in to address the problem that you have created. So all of us need to advise ourselves accordingly to act within the law so that we do not find ourselves in this situation. Yes.
One on the Wager SCC. I think he has been in charge, of course. But I've seen reconstruction, something that was done just last year or so, last 2 years, 2024. Because from closer to the mall, I don't know the specific name, but from that place to where they've opened the pizza joint or something, down to so that's the Atala exactly. I've seen construction work there, but it was under the first construction that you did, because the debris from the source of the, I'm told there is a lake behind the mall, which when it rains it moves the debris and all of it back to the drain. It has filled that place again.
Okay.
So I want to know what happened in
all right.
Okay.
Fine. Let's take Mr. Yeah, you have another question, and then Odami will be the last person. After you, no more questions will be taken.
Yeah. Yes. I want to find out if GARID is capable of addressing the flooding and sanitating situation in Accra. And then two,
contextualize your question. When you say if they are capable, exactly what do you mean?
Because in 2012 there was an MOU for the implementation of what became known as County Project. That project was to deal comprehensively with the flooding situation in Accra. Even though the MOU was signed in Washington, it did not materialize. And this GARID came up immediately after the June 3rd, 2015 flood. And since then, Accra has been flooding. And it appears that...
you want to know the measure of confidence that can be placed in the...
Because today you see the part of the Odo being dredged. The next rainfall, the silt will be up again. I know that 2024 money was given to some of the 17 assemblies in Accra. Unfortunately, when the 29th flood also occurred, it appeared nothing had been done in the past under GARID. That is why I'm asking if it is capable of addressing the drainage situation.
In other words, will these works lead to a permanent solution to the problem? That's what we want to know. All right, thank you very much. Madam, you have the last word as far as questions.
Sure. Before President John Dramani Mahama came to power, everyone knew GARID was about some 200 million. I want to find out, when they came to office, how much of that money was available and what...
Well, I'm afraid I would have to disallow that. But
okay, and my question on people who are riding on the adverse possession or the squatters' right and wanting to take our authorities to court because they feel we've been on this space for quite a long time. So why are they? Well,
Brigadier General Kinney has answered that. So
moving us out.
I'm not sure that.
And other hurdles they have experienced. Yeah,
that has been answered by Brigadier General Kinney. Okay, all right. So you may want to address this one. Yeah. The further question on FCC.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. So on the Wager stretch, okay, so from the Melcombe area all the way to the outfall, which is the old barrier, it's about 2 kilometers. And within these 2 kilometers, it has an existing drain, okay, which is of 1.2 diameter, 2 number, existing, parallel to the road. And what happens is that because it's inadequate, that is why currently we are demolishing what is there to replace it with 6 meter by 3. So what you are saying, that what was done last year is what they are demolishing. It is not right. I mean, it is not appropriate. If you go on the ground now, what they are doing is they are demolishing the existing one, which is the 1.2 diameter, to replace it with the rectangular box cover. So as I said before, you are saying Pythagoras theorem. So what? We are demolishing a small one and we put in a bigger one. Big one. Yes. So. Okay, so with that, I mean, that is why I've said that it's about 2 kilometer stretch, and we've done about 800 meters out of it. So the 2 kilometer has the existing pipe, and we've demolished that to put a bigger one. Now we are continuing with that size upstream. Now what we did initial was from the Melcom side to where you mentioned the first light. I'm sorry, the Wager SEC traffic light. There was an existing one which was one single 900 diameter pipe, and we needed to remove that section all the way behind the Melcom. So from there coming towards Atala is what they're currently doing. Is that clear? If it's not clear, you can ask me more.
You are doing the small one, then you do a bigger one.
We are doing a bigger one. All right. Thank you.
I think the question was if there's any confidence in what we are doing. Okay.
Given previous experiences, why should anybody place any measure of confidence in the work?
Sure. So I can't speak to what happened with the Conti project, but I can speak to what is happening with the GARID project, which is a project that government requested funding from the World Bank. So the funding is not in question. The project has had to go through certain processes. The processes, some of which are due to our own statutory requirements, some of which are requirements that we have to fulfill as prerequisites before we can proceed based on World Bank requirements. And all of that takes a bit of time to get through it. But you will see that almost on about 10, 12 sites presently, works are ongoing, and we are proceeding with that. What will help to tie the knot to make this a successful project is the behavior of our communities and people living nearby our storm drains. We have, in some instances, found parts of all of motor vehicles dumped in storm drains, including the Odo, the Kole. We are finding all manner of things always ending up in the storm drains. And for that part, the project cannot police people to stop undertaking some of these things. It's a compliance issue. With that, we look at the local authorities and then the other statutory agencies to support. Besides these ones, we also look to the communities themselves and having that understanding that if you overlook somebody's bad behavior, it will come back to bite all of us. The recent floods, the 2015 floods, the 1995 floods, all of them, when you look at the primary causes, it is actions undertaken by individuals that has led to the obstructions that we find in our storm drains. Let me cite just one, and then I think I can close over. The rate at which sediments are entering our basins or our drains is a function or is connected or linked to the extent to which we clear ground upstream. Once you take the vegetative cover from the sites, whenever it rains, it will pick the sand and to end up in the storm drains. Unfortunately for us, the topography of Accra, in some places, we don't have good enough gradient to allow the water to flow together with whatever is contained in it. So inevitably, you will have things settling faster, consolidating, reducing the volume that is available to convey the rains. And so you will find that communities will get, the drains will quickly spill over because the full volume is no longer available because of the settled sediment and sometimes the solid waste. So we have to look at the issue of development control, for example, especially upstream. If you look at, with respect to Accra, if you look at from Aburi all the way to Ashasi, that full range, where it appears there's a competition to build now, and everybody is scraping off sections, it's leading to quicker runoff, and as the runoff is coming, it's picking up the sediments and it's flushing them into the drainage channels. When the drainage channels get downstream, when we don't have enough gradient, then we have a lot more consolidation. That is why you frequently have to keep dredging. But if we were to minimize these things that we activities upstream, the investment in dredging would have reduced substantially and perhaps the funds committed to other things. So it requires a collective effort of the whole society. This is, as they will say, a whole of society approach that we need, not only just engineering. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarfo, for those responses. So in the absence of any further questions, we'll call it a day. Well, I've been reminded that there's a phenomenon of street parking, which complicates further traffic congestion on many of our roads. And since they are working actively with the MTTD of the police and then the assemblies, we are certain that measures will be put in place to address this behavior, which frustrates all of us. So on that note, I wish to thank all of you for coming. Let me indicate that the video that you saw will be played across various television networks within the city to keep the public informed, and it will go on over an extended period of time so that everybody gets to hear and see what they have to do in order to circumvent the inevitable traffic buildup that will occur, because a section of a major highway like that will be closed off to traffic for these works to be constructed. So until we come your way next time, thank you all for coming.